Hi everyone, it's Melina and
Jordan!
And we are the board certified BAes, and we are here for part 2 with Nissa. We're gonna jump right in. Okay, so you train BCBAs professionally in compassionate care. You have 3 kids and a full life outside of work. So we want to ask, does being a BCBA actually make you better at this parenting thing, or does it just make you more aware of what you're doing wrong?
I saw this question when you guys sent it, and I was like, I should just interview my daughter.
Right.
She would have her own words about this.
Yeah.
Let's say that my answer is no, 100%. I'm gonna say no. I can say that knowing my friends who are also mothers and behavior analysts, knowing my friends who are also fathers and behavior analysts.
And now knowing us.
And yeah.
We can add to that.
No, I have struggled with the parenthood and the behavior analytics side since I became a parent. So I became a parent in 2009.
Okay.
I was board certified in 2008.
Okay.
So I'd only had it a year. And there were many days I would go home and I'd be with children crying all day, and then go home to my son.
Oof.
And he would be crying, and
Yep.
I would lock the door,
Yeah.
and my husband, and he'd be at the door crying, and my husband would say, "You cannot lock him out because you're tired of crying.
Yeah.
This is your child."
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get emotional because I remember thinking, no, I know what I'm doing
Yeah.
with all these kids. I know the science, the compassion. Like, I also get to step away from it.
Yeah.
But with him, and then my other 2 children I have, you can't walk away.
Yeah.
It's so like your heart is tied to them, and the science falls away.
Yes.
Talking about my daughter, she has been challenging since birth. She's my middle. She is very opinionated and loud, and just, I've had BCBA friends where I'm like, do you want to, I know you can't evaluate her, but can you give me a second?
I'm hearing it's a second child thing. 'Cause we got a second child too.
And
She's already given us a run for our money.
yeah,
She runs the house and
How
she's
old
not
is
even
she?
2.
yep. So 18 months is when Lucy started, and then it was like, I'll tell you, we've had token economies. I have little,
Write this down.
I had little bucks with their face on it, so like they would earn their own dollars because we were from Texas, and there's buddy bucks at HEB. So I made like Van Etten bucks, and it was like if you do a chore, you earn it. I remember the boys would do it, and they would turn in their bucks for like their activity. She threw them all at my face, just like, I don't want the money. I don't even know.
We can't even talk, and I already feel like that's.
I feel like that would be what you would do.
What to do with you? This is not in the protocol.
Yeah.
Cooper didn't write about this.
You don't help.
Right.
So no, I try, and I think sometimes it bites me in the butt because
Yeah.
I'm so like it's supposed to. I'm managing the contingencies. I've got the reinforcers, and in the end, I didn't see it all the way through because I have a different lens. So I don't think it makes me a better behavior analyst. I am more aware, at least. I am trying. I apologize when I make mistakes, which I think generational trauma, right? I'm at least like when I am yelling, which behavior analysts aren't supposed to do. When I yell and scream at my children, I do later go and say, I'm super sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I reacted and I have emotions and you triggered them, and so I yelled at you and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're teens now, so there's a lot more of like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
When they were younger, it was like, it's fine, Mom. Or they would get really upset and just walk away. So
Yeah, I definitely hear that, and you are in good company. So.
Yep, I think we've all done that at some point.
now we're admitting it on a recording,
Yeah.
so our
Yeah.
children can
Yeah.
be re-traumatized when they watch
Yeah.
There you go.
Or be like, finally, the truth is out
They're
there.
honest, they're admitting it.
Yeah. So, we're trying, guys.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, you know, we're
But
trying.
it is good information because we tell our parents to be parents,
Yes.
you know, and then we go home and try not to be parents.
That's a great point, right? I say this all the time in any course I train, which is parents aren't supposed to be mini RBTs, right? Yes, there's parent training, parent empowerment, caregiver guidance. We can bill for that. We don't want to make them RBTs. They shouldn't be taking data. I mean, we can collect data on their behalf. They could if they're willing, but truly, we need to help them be the best for their children.
Yeah.
And if we can find a way to make the science understandable and digestible, cool.
Yep.
But if we can make their life easier, that's our job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100% of that.
Absolutely. So, reflecting on going behind a door and leaving your child outside, do you ever, outside of that moment, catch yourself doing something that you probably shouldn't have done, or like the running a behavior intervention that's not working, other than the token economy slash financial system, which I do love that system for a lot of families though. Families do like respond to it if they have the time, but I have so many families that are like, I love what you said about how that could work. Can we do it? I was like, you're not there yet.
No,
I'm sorry.
Not,
I was like, I would love to, but you have to know, there's resource constraints. You need the time, energy, and effort.
And the understanding of what to do if.
Yep.
I would say that question's hard to answer because this is that intersectionality question of like, I'm a behavior analyst, but I also have trauma being raised as an Asian American woman. So I, very much like human nature, fall into tendencies of what my parents did. And they're not based in science, they're not based in behavior analysis, they are the ways that they were raised. So there was a lot of corporal punishment, spanking. I have not spanked, we do not spank. Have I threatened, like most Asian moms, with a spatula? Yes. Have I said, I'm going to spank you and I have the spatula out? 100%. Have I spanked? No. My kids in their teens now laugh when I pull out the spatula. So I'm like, I'm gonna get the spatula, and they're like, okay. And it's gonna sit there and you're not gonna do anything. But I think that now that I'm past the little years and I've got teens, the structure that I provide, I think that has been really helpful. So we do internally, I have a very clear visual schedule. So we used to have visual schedules when they were little. They're removed, but my 2 boys, and now my daughter's doing it, they follow their own schedule. They get up, they make their bed, they brush their teeth, they come down for breakfast, their bags are packed. I will say it's taken a decade. Because when they're little, it was like, oh my gosh, we're late, grab your stuff, get your shoes on. But I can see now the outcomes and the outputs of all of the efforts when they're little.
So it does work, it does take time.
Sometimes 10 years.
But there is hope for the families that are listening, that if you follow the steps, sometimes they work.
Okay, but with that, have you ever fallen into having things feel too sterile and then if so, once you become aware, how do you become aware of that, and how do you pull yourself out of that?
So my favorite question is, that's because, one, I'm not married to a behavior analyst.
Yeah, it's rough.
Have I?
Well,
shots fired.
Both ways, because sometimes we'll be in disagreement where we're like, let it go, and then the other one's like, follow through,
Well, and so I remember early on in my marriage, married to a geologist.
Okay.
Whoa. I know.
So many questions.
I get a lot of there's geologists out there?
Yeah.
Still.
Right, he's a scientist, but a different science, and he is really great about checking me. And I think I've said it so many times in the 2 episodes now, but when I will follow through or apply something, he will say, that's not real. We can't do that. Or you are holding strong to something that's not that important. And it's we have to follow through. I place the demand, I have to follow through. That's sometimes the training comes in, and especially when they're young, he would check me and be like, we are not going to hold that demand. We have to be there in 10 minutes. And I would say stuff like, no, it's okay, we can be late. And for him, so I think there's that level of co-parenting and having a significant other that is committed and willing to fight the battle with me. And he helped me take the exam in 2008, so I'd say he understands the science a little bit, so he can say, we're not doing extinction, because you can't follow through, so stop what you're doing.
That's a good check. That's a good check.
Yeah, we love a good partner.
Yeah, we studied for the exam twice. Yeah, because she helped me study, then I helped her study.
That's great. So you're extra expert in exam prep.
Well, we both passed on the first time, so it did help.
Big flex. And I was actually pregnant 34 weeks, 33 weeks, something like that. Pregnant.
Before you took the exam? Or the day you took it?
The day I took it. And that's why I was like, I got
Oh yeah, she had to pass then because Aaliyah came early.
Yeah, she came early, so anyways.
But it was done, that was her thing.
You were like, I was only a behavior analyst for however, you were like, for a year before. I'm like, I was for 2 weeks before.
2 weeks, 4 hours and 6 minutes.
So, anyways.
So in the home, we've talked in the last episode about compassionate care in the workplace, right? And then we are transitioning in this episode to talk about home. Can you bring that compassionate care home? And how do you maintain it when you're just exhausted from the day? Because as a behavior analyst, the days can be very, very hard.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I do want to caveat my answer with, I don't work in home or clinic settings anymore. So
different pain point, but still
working
valid.
remote, but I'm still, I'm in back-to-back some days. My Mondays are 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. most weeks with an hour break. But
Sheesh.
That's
I
all day.
I know.
And
I do like an
then
hour
some.
break for a workout, maybe an hour for a dog walk, and
Okay.
to try and see my kids.
I was about to say, dog, where's the kids?
Sometimes they come with me, sometimes they don't want to. But in that, I will say, yes, it is hard. I mean, I'm a normal person. I lose my S. I don't know if you say curse words on here.
Okay.
I lose it sometimes. But yes, there are times when I'm compassionate in that, like, I have to put myself in my family's perspective. If I come down at 10 o'clock at night on a Monday, which is my busiest day of the week, and they all are very excited to see me, and everyone's talking, and they're trying to get my attention, and sometimes I'm like, why aren't you all in bed? Right? It's 10 o'clock at night. You all need to go to school. I always have to check myself, I'm going to say it again, and think, okay, they haven't seen me all day. I've been locked in my office. They're not trying to be annoying. They really just want my attention.
Yeah.
So let me give it to them and stop thinking about myself. That's, I think, the best part of what we can do when we go home and bring compassion is, like, we are all in our own head, in our own world. So when we're in the clinic, we're driving from kiddo to kiddo and home, or in meetings all day, and then we have to step back into our role of parent.
Yeah.
We need to step away from our internal emotion and all of the to-do lists and think these are little people and a partner who is literally waiting for a moment with us.
Yeah. And let's pivot there. With you being so busy, that's a crazy amount of hours on a Monday.
That's how you start your week.
A very demanding job, dog, everything.
3 dogs.
3.
We're
What
crazy.
kind?
Doberman Great Dane,
Okay.
a
Big
Pitbull
one.
mix, and then a Black Lab.
Wow.
I know.
Big dogs.
I love dogs.
Yeah. We have an
I
Aussie
should-
Shepherd.
Those are good dogs.
He's very smart,
Funny.
and he is hilarious, and he didn't stop growing.
Yeah. So he's.
Oh, he's
So-
big.
so
He's
he's-
supposed to be medium.
They're supposed-
They're supposed to, he's not. He's like 80 pounds.
Oh, wow.
He is a large
They
dog.
bulldoze the kids.
He's actually pretty good with them.
He's unless he.
On the
wants
playing
to
fetch.
play.
Unless he's playing fetch.
Yeah.
But he's-
Anyways, with the busy life that you have, how do you try to make sure that you and your husband are still good?
So my busy life includes sports. So we both love sports.
Okay.
We both are very competitive,
Okay.
and we CrossFit. So we do try and CrossFit together in the garage,
Oh.
or we do our walks together.
Okay.
He works from home as well, so we do get to see each other. Sometimes it's, can you meet for lunch? Yes, and I'll say, I have 5 minutes now. Like, can you meet now, or I'm just gonna go eat? Or we'll both, like on a light day, hey, can we go for a working lunch and just go for a walk together? So we make time. A lot of my answers are because my kids are teens now. We're in that phase of looking at colleges for our oldest. We've got middle schoolers. So anytime we get a date night, we try not to take it because we want to be home.
Yeah.
When they were younger, it was like, I need to get away. I need a break.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. The kids are exhausting. But now we just want to be with them.
Yeah.
So we do family date nights. We do family dinners. We try and all make it to different sporting events for each of our kids. And I don't want to promote a busy life. I'm not saying that I think that we all should be busy. I hold roles in different realms because I love our science.
Yeah.
So I love it. It fills me. I also go through phases where my Mondays aren't going to last. Like, I know my Mondays working till 10 p.m. will fade out in the next 2 weeks.
Good.
So I can do it for a couple.
Oh, that's a tight window. That's
Yeah, that is-
2 weeks
Well, yeah,
done,
it's
dusted.
adjunct
So,
faculty work, so I teach at night on Mondays.
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that I see exactly why that makes you busy then. You switch from one and then you switch into the next mode. I mean, we do that from going from home to home, right?
Yes.
Like or kiddo to kiddo. So that makes sense. But making the time is what's important. And I think that's the thing. Even when we do this, we see this as time when we're together. We're talking science and stuff, but at least I find it fun. So I can't speak for her, but I find it fun. Which is it's just funny because I never thought I'd be doing this.
Yeah.
And I was really kind of reluctant to start doing it. And I felt really awkward, like, what am I doing? I'm just talking to you and people are gonna listen. This feels weird.
It's awesome.
But now it's like natural. It's 2 years in and we're like, oh, this is like actually kind of good. This is fun. But making the quality time is important. Taking off the macho man stigma that I'm supposed to have.
You named it. That was good.
So let's ask this then, because being in the field, spending so much time in research, in helping others, in compassionate care, in ABA just as a whole in the field, what's something that ABA's given you that you take home that you don't feel that you would have had otherwise? It might be hard.
No, that's a hard one.
I think so too.
I think it's just a analytic perspective on everything. I think when I meet behavior analysts, when I look at my life, when I just have conversations like this, we are, I don't want to say a dying breed, we're a fantastic breed and we're breeding more, as you can see with the growth rates, but we're a group of individuals that truly love to analyze. And I think I take that into my own perspective at home of analyzing, like, who are my children? What will be their impact on the world? You know, and not pushing them to be who they aren't, but supporting them. And my husband's gonna laugh if he hears this, but also who he is. And it's taken, we're in year 17 of our marriage, right? This many years to be like, okay, right? Like, thank you. And it's one, and we had a rough start. That's not for the podcast. But you know, it's taking that analytic perspective and always understanding that I'm a lifelong learner, not just to our science, but to my family and to who they are. And our dynamic as a group, because it changes day over day, month over month. I mean, I'm traveling a lot. So my husband holds it down with the kids, and they're used to me being gone.
You're the second one that we've talked to recently that is like, it's because I have a good partner.
Yes, it's so important.
And again, it is so true. And I kind of was saying this earlier too, like, you know, now being a doula as well, like, you don't know when a baby's gonna come. So there's times where I have to just like drop everything and go, and Jordan's able to kind of just like keep the ship going. So it does definitely.
Well, and there's a stigma to men parenting. I live in Austin, Texas, and as much as I love my community, the fact that my husband cooks and cleans and raises our children is like, sometimes people think it's funny and they want to emasculate him. And to me, it's like, this is why I married him. I married a partner. I married someone who was going to bring 50% of the work and commitment to our family. And I'm very proud of that.
And it's like, laugh all you want, but if we were to sit down and ask your wife how she's doing, I'm not doing well. You know? So it's I've had moments too, this is kind of off, but I've had moments where ladies, like I've had like women or whatever, and they're like, you know how men are, and I'm like, I don't.
I don't.
Sorry, I don't.
I've got a good one.
I'm like, I'm sorry that that's your experience.
I'm over here blushing.
I was gonna say kudos.
So I'm like, I'm right here, guys. Hey.
Anyways, again, we kind of talked a lot about being parents, being BCBAs, and parents, and the complexities of that. So what is one thing that you would like to tell all the parents that are also BCBAs out there? What's like a word of encouragement or advice that you would give them as we wrap up this episode?
I think be kind to yourself. We do hard work, whether that's remote work, whether that's, you know, on the floor with the learners, if that's supervision, direct service, treatment plan writing, assessments, all the things we do. You have to be kind. There are a lot of structural requirements on us to be able to deliver on a science I think we all love. This is a hard job. It's not lucrative, right? We're not out there balling.
Like, it's the second time today. Same word.
We are doing hard work, and then when we go home, that's hard work. I mean, all of the responsibilities of marriage and children and just being a person and a friend and a daughter and a wife and a husband and a spouse.
Working through that trauma that you know, that you have as children, like yourself, like the generational trauma that you have to get through,
and we pour so much into our work from 9 to 5 that we have to be kind to ourselves. And, you know, even thinking about the diversity panel that we had in the diversity conversation, that's a whole nother realm of what we bring. So I'd say as a parent, behavior analyst, just be kind to yourself and don't expect the science all the time. We can try, but it's a lot.
Yeah, there's room to be a parent and enjoy that time in life.
It's gonna go by so fast. It's what I'm already learning.
Yeah, we didn't have a bully, now we have one.
Got some beautiful little girls. And
they're little cuties, but
they're hilarious for sure. So we're thankful. But sweet. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having
out time during this busy weekend. And is there Instagram that you want people to follow, or LinkedIn, or anything that you want people to
LinkedIn.
To follow? Okay.
You can follow me on LinkedIn, and then the behavioral review via Central Reach. We do more, we interview different colleagues in the field, and we see very science-based. But we are trying to bring in a little bit more of the personality that, if we're allowed to. So.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you guys for
Thank you.
watching, and we'll catch you again soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.